Ryan and Chris from Payne Capital Management for your weekly Money in Minutes. And we're coming from the Hudson Valley. It's like peak season in autumn. It's a great time to be here. Check it out. We got some great footage of just the foliage. We did some hiking yesterday. Your beard's almost as nice as mine, Chris. Actually, it's nicer than my beard. We're using this as a microphone. And what we'll talk about today, just getting philosophical. I kind of feel like David Thoreau out in the wilderness. And one of his famous quotes is, things don't change, we change. And really when it comes to the markets right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. You have the election coming up. Who's going to be in office? The Fed may raise interest rates at the end of the year. So what I want you to think about is, when you're investing your money right now, you might think, well, I'm going to wait until all the uncertainty is settled, right? When we find out who's in office, we find out what happens with interest rates, that's the time to invest your money. Does that make any sense at all, Chris?
Yeah, it does, right? But you know what? Things are always going to be volatile. It's like there's always something going on. There's always a reason not to invest. But you know what? The thing is that the one thing that's constant is that markets always appreciate. Things always go up in price. Our population's growing. People's demand for things is growing. So the one constant we can count on is that things are always going to grow. The other thing we can count on is that there's always going to be change. There's always going to be things going on. There's always going to be volatility.
Right. So what you're saying is over time, markets do go up. For over 200-300 years since we've been tracking markets. But what I want you to think about is use the anticipation to your benefit. And what I mean by that is don't wait for the certainty. When the certainty happens, the opportunity is lost. And when you look at markets and you look at even the election right now, whoever gets in, I don't care what political affiliations you have, markets could take off regardless of who gets in after we have the election. Because once we know who's in office, markets could go straight up. So don't anticipate, get invested now, use the uncertainty to your benefit. And I think that pretty much sums it up. Long-term investing, use the uncertainty to your benefit.
Stay focused on your goals.
And be bullish. So that's it for this weekend. Check out the montage that we just put together. Amazing autumn views up here this weekend, coming from the Hudson Valley. This is Payne Capital Management. Have a great weekend. Be bullish.